What's up, guys? We're on XV Pod. I'm Weston Ritchie,
I'm Chris Hinkley.
and we have an amazing guest today. We met him not that long ago, but he has impacted, inspired, motivated, and you know what? He actually unlocked a lot of our creativity, which a lot of people don't get to do, which is very interesting. So I want to introduce Brandon Adams, Badams, Smoking Gun, father. The guy does everything. Toy show. He's got the coolest art you've probably ever seen. I don't know how he does some of the stuff he does. How are you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm good after that intro right there. I feel like I'm on cloud nine, so that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes, brother. So how did we get to connect?
How did we connect? How did we meet each other?
Yeah, how did it happen?
So Cody, a friend of ours, I'd worked at another company a long time ago. We did TV commercials for a toy company, and we brought Cody in as one of a hired gun, videographer for us. I have my own company now called the Smoking Gun. I hired Cody out to do some shoots for us. And then I was just asking he had mentioned you guys and what you were doing over here. And I was like, man, I got to go check it out. Like I want the creatives to kind of link up. I just think that, especially being from this neck of the woods, like I think that there's so much power in everybody connecting and supporting each other. And maybe there's something that I know that I can connect you guys with and vice versa, that just makes us more powerful in general. Wonder Twins unite if you're old enough for that one. But that's so Cody kind of gave us a spirit.
Yeah, shout out Cody Ray, man. Yeah, it was kind of crazy how that happened because I mean we know too many people
Yeah.
in our connections, and it's like I went to your Instagram. I'm like, I know this guy, I know this guy, I know this guy, and then he does all this crazy art, man. I mean, your art is just it looks AI. It does not look real, and it's with spray paint.
Yeah,
That's the
spray
crazy
paint.
thing. But he also does a bunch of objects, a bunch of crazy, resin, different
Yeah.
things like that. Like Chris and I, he's like, hey man, come look at our studio. We're gonna go look at his. So like, tell him the experience, Chris, of going to his studio.
I mean, when you walk into the shop, like the shop itself is an art piece, which I think is cool. I mean, he's got the big Luca mural on the garage door. Everything's painted. He's got his paintings hung up. He's got some in-work stuff, some sculptures. I mean, it's just like a little creative factory. And like the engineer in me gravitated towards like the self-made DIY CNC machine, which
Yeah.
is like insane that you designed the program, put the motors on there, made it extremely accurate. Bro, that's like next level engineering right there.
Thanks, man.
So that one stood out to me as a nerd, but like creatively speaking, I mean, your brain is just bursting with ideas. I mean, that's why you two probably connect so well together, is because y'all have very similar brain types.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a lot of alignment for sure.
there's no telling. I mean, I'm trying to figure out my favorite piece in his shop, in his studio, in his house. Like,
It's hard to pick, honestly.
what's the one with the layers that was so cool?
the
Where you,
spray
like,
paint can coming out?
the spray paint can coming out.
Oh yeah, that was
Dude.
really cool. Like, I'd never done anything like that before. I just, sometimes like you have an idea for something, and sometimes you sleep on something, and you wake up and you're like, I gotta go. Like,
It's 3 a.m. I gotta go do this.
absolutely. I literally woke up. Well, generally it's not 3 a.m. It's like 5 because I have an alarm on my phone that says "Go to bed, dummy." It's 3 a.m. Right? Like, because you're burning it at both ends, and like you're every gift that you get. Like, none of us are responsible for the brain that we were given. None of us. Like, you're not as smart as you don't make yourself smarter. You can learn more, but you don't make yourself smarter. You don't make yourself think or process the way that it was, right? That's what you got. And so it is my responsibility to use that tool as much as I can. And I had a friend that died at 35 years old, and it shocked my system so much it made me think, like, how much time do I have left?
I don't know.
Don't know. Like, he was healthy, like had the world by the tail, super super great guy, family man and everything, and just like that freak accident gone, and I thought, man, I gotta use these tools. I gotta leave my mark. I gotta say something to people. I gotta tell them what I feel. I gotta put all that stuff out, right? And so anyways, go to bed dummy at 3 a.m. is because I'm usually up still painting in the studio at night, but at 5 a.m. that night I woke up and I just had this idea of like, I think in layers when it comes to like Photoshop and creative, like that's how my mind's built, because that's where I first started breaking into the graphic design scene, is where I first came into it, outside of like art in school and whatever. But I think that way and stacking it like that. But I was thinking, what could give me these certain levels inside of stuff? And so I took this old piece of barnwood and I graffitied on it and I painted something on it, and then I poured a resin on top of it. And then I thought, well, dude, if I just stacked a little something on top of that, then I could start to get this like almost pop-up book feel. So it kind of had some parallax to it, the same way like a website would have, right? So then I was like, all right, pause for a second. What if I just took this moment in time and captured it, as I'm graffitiing, right? And so I built a mold around the side and had the can in the side of it. And so the can that's spraying is now a piece of the art, right? And so I poured those layers like an eighth of an inch at a time. And then I just spray a little bit and spray a little bit and spray a little bit until it got all the way up to the tip of the can. But you can see all the way through the resin to see the layers in the process. It was just, I don't know, it was exciting to me when I came up with something that was like, I don't know that I've seen this before. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I don't know, but I didn't feel like I had, and I haven't seen it since either. But it's really cool when you feel like you've created something of your own from scratch. And so I sprung out of bed and went and did that piece. So it was really, really cool.
Well, man, the big reason I love is one, it's just unique, creative, all the different things. But I think we like to have conversations that have a lot of depth to them.
Yeah,
literally, right? And when you think about life and you think about that art, is like a lot of people can go see art and it describes something different to them every time they see it.
Right.
Each person has a different thought process, most likely,
Mm-hmm.
or a close one, right? But I think when you think of art, it's just a chapter or a page out of your book, or a sentence,
Yeah.
And so when I saw that, it just reminded me of life for a second. It's
Mm.
like sometimes we just gotta trust the process to get something beautiful.
Yeah.
So like did you think about that at all? It's like, man, this is kind of like a layer of my life for a second.
Well, I call every piece of artwork that I do, I call it a time capsule, right? When I was, I'd always done art again, through commercial or whatever, building brands for people and stuff. But I remember when I was like 33, maybe 32. I remember there was a charity that was, putting on an event to raise money for kids who had been sexually abused. And their main topic was, hey, let's bring in art and let's sell art to raise money. We can all create this stuff and basically create money out of nothing, right? And I said, yeah, man, I'll donate a piece to that. And they were like, have you painted before? I was like, no, but I'll donate a piece to it. I went to art school, so I created this one. It was like I took all the shotgun shells and I cut the brass off of them, and I made this canvas out of the shell, out of the back of the brass, and then I painted Abraham Lincoln over the top of it, and then basically kind of tore away just like pieces of him at the same time, and so it was a silhouette, and it was basically like the thing that he supported the most was the thing that took him away, and just a juxtaposition piece, to make people think for a minute, and so I was really proud of it. I take it up to give it to these people and go to hand it over, and the lady grabs the other side of it, and I look around and there's like real artists in this place, like legit artists, and I was like, oh, I thought this was like a county fair or something. I thought you guys were doing this. I didn't know you had real artists. And she goes, no, it's fine. It'll be great. Anything helps. And I was like tug of warring with this lady back and forth. And I was like, no, I'm not embarrassing myself out in front of all these people. There's no way. There's like, you guys got crowds out here there's no way. And she stopped me and she goes, Brandon, this is for the kids. Everything, you did this for a reason. Let us have it. I said, okay. So I passed it over, wiped my brow because I was sweating just a touch, and, that thing ended up selling for more than anything else in that entire thing. And so it happened again the next year. And then this guy asked me to paint some more, right? And so as you go to start doing that, like he grabbed me at the last day and said, did you do anything else like I told you to do? Did you practice? And I said, no, this is just my second piece. And he goes, it's sold for the highest in all of these things. These are famous artists, and you're sold the highest. And he goes, if you don't do something with this, you're wasting it. Well, I thought, this guy's seen everything, right? Why not give it a shot? Why not listen? And so sometimes those time capsules, those moments, those things that people slap you in the face, those are the things that are the most important, right? And so I thought I'd better listen. So I found out that
How old are you?
I'm 48.
No, when that happened?
32, 33. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you're not even 32 yet, bud.
No, I'm not. I
Look
feel
at-
35,
like,
but
you've seen like the life and like different things happen at different times. Like that's a crazy process. And in your mind, you're like, this is so cool to you, but you were terrified. Like, share that to people that might be listening. Is like, just go try it, go do it. Like, give some feedback on that if you don't mind.
Yeah, I say that, like, I get that same question all the time. What's the number one thing that I can do to grow as an artist? And I tell everyone, post your artwork. Post it. Because everyone wants to hold it back till it's perfect. It's never perfect. And you know what? You put stuff out there, yeah, there's going to be people that are going to celebrate you, and there's going to be people that are going to kick you. So what? What you're doing is you're telling a piece of your story, and you're telling something that the empathy that you have for whatever it is, that you felt like painting, that moved you to do this or whatever. Like, that's the hardest thing in the world, is to get out there in front of somebody and actually put your heart out there for people to squeeze or love. That's the most difficult part, but just do it, man. Get out there, and you're not going to be good at it. I look at stuff that I did when I was 32 that he thought I was so great, and I think it's trash, right? He was like, man, this is great. And I'm like, man, that is bad, bad, bad. But now I'll take some of those pieces that are time capsules, and if I ever get my hands back on another one, it's getting redone like 100%. I'll redo it every time, and I'll show somebody the difference between when it was and where it is now. And it's so incredible to me to see like what skill set grows with drive, with practice, with not giving up on something. I mean, how bad do you want it? That's really kind of the whole thing behind it.
I love that. I mean, it's funny because there's a lot of correlation. Obviously, we're both kind of in the art space, right? We're digital art, you're physical art. And so it sounds like this kind of found you in a way.
Yeah.
And it's funny because what we're doing kind of found us. I mean, he's construction background, I'm an engineer, two wildly different, industries. How do we get in this creative space?
Yeah.
I mean, for one, he's always been extremely creative, and he's known it.
We've both been creative in different worlds.
Right. And but you've always explored it, and I've always looked up to you for that, because you just, you did what you wanted to do. And so you just needed a muse. And now that you found it, it's like so obvious, and it just led us to so many other things. And it sounds like that's what painting's done for you, as it's just opened all these different doors for you, with fulfillment as well as like impact. And I think that's why we're sitting here in this room today, is because that's what we're all trying to do.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, honestly, like, you guys don't know. The funny thing is, you don't know the impact that you're having on someone else. You don't know. You guys think that you're on your own journey and you're learning and you're getting better and whatever. Dude, there are people in your rearview mirror right now that are just like talking about you and talking about how inspirational you are and what you mean to them. And dude, let me tell you about this journey and what it's done for me, and I'm going to do that. They're saying right now, I'm going to do one day what you guys are doing currently.
That's the goal. I mean, I look back at a guy named Adam Dingwell that doesn't even know my name. He was a senior. I was a freshman playing basketball. He was the captain of the football team. I think he might have been the captain of the basketball team, and he wasn't even good.
Yeah.
But his work ethic was just outstanding.
Yeah.
And it's somebody I looked up to, and I always remembered that, because I looked up to another kid, Blake Samlin. He's like 5'8", but he was so good at basketball. And, he was such an inspiration, but I don't think he felt that or even knew that I was watching every single dribble, every single shot, every single floater. And so I think now is like, I asked Chris this too many times. How many years did I ask you?
Every year.
I was like, hey, can you inspire people without talking? And there was never like a flat out answer. And then finally he was like, yeah, you can. Chris, how do you inspire people without talking?
It's just how you move. When you walk in the door, like, are you yes, ma'am? No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. You shaking hands, smiling. How are you doing today? I mean, people watch those things. And that alone can have tremendous impact. But like over time, I mean, social media is a good muse for that, right? So it's funny you bring this up, because I just got a call yesterday. There's a guy that I knew from middle school, and I hadn't talked to him in 10 plus years. And for some reason, he just felt a calling to reach out to me on Instagram. He was like, hey man, I need to hop on a call with you. And I'm like, okay, this is God.
Yeah.
In some way, this is God.
Yeah.
So we hop on a phone call last night, and we're just talking about life. He's interested in video. He's getting a setup. He's like literally me 5 years ago, just super amped, excited, on YouTube every day.
Yeah.
And he's been watching for years, bro. Since high school, before we even got into this space, he's been keeping up, and he's bringing up events of my life, projects we've worked on, places we've been. And he's like, you guys have inspired me.
Wow.
And I got chills just thinking about that right now, because it's like, you can impact without speaking, but you can impact so much more with speaking. And that's what I've learned in this last year, because it's so powerful. We've learned a lot. You've learned a lot in your life. And it's become so normal to us because that's how we live every single day. But for the wide majority of people, that's not the case, because they don't have a group of people around them like this. And we live by a quote: if your circle doesn't inspire you, it's not a circle, it's a cage.
Yeah.
And that shit is so true.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take that one step further too, right? Like, how do you inspire somebody without them even knowing it's you, right? How do you do that? For example.
How do you?
Well,
nobody knows who you are, but they know you're painting.
I've gone to some gallery shows before.
So for me, I think it's the word discipline.
Yeah.
right? And then the big thing with Chris is like Chris didn't speak, but his physique, the way he carries himself, the way he trains every day, the way he eats, he can walk in a room. You know what? I have to have respect for a guy that travels 20 days a month and looks like that.
Looks like Thor.
Yeah, literally. Looks like Thor. That's
Yeah.
discipline. So it's like
Yeah.
walking into a room, you know, with discipline is a whole other level that you can get into just based on the shape of what your body looks like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we both know if your physical is probably in shape, you probably most likely have your mental in shape because you have to.
Yeah.
So like, what were you explaining just a second ago about? How did you word that?
Well, the gallery that I went to a minute ago.
Yeah.
There was somebody, not a minute ago, but a while back, there was somebody that had never seen my face, right? Knew all my works, knew every piece of mine that was hanging there, when I did it, the story behind it, was explaining it to me. I literally was at the gallery and I walked up behind this guy because I hear him telling everybody about it. And he's like, man, I'm a huge fan of this guy. Like, he's been doing this and this and this and this. As he's going down the line talking to people, I asked him, I was like, so what about this one? And he's like, oh, he did this back in blah, blah, blah. And this is what was going on. And this is what this means. It's spot on. It was spot on. And he turned around. I said, man, nice to meet you. And he shook my hand and said, nice to meet you. He goes, what's your name? And I said, Badams. And he was like, oh my gosh, right? Never seen my face, right? Had just seen my artwork, had seen the stuff without even me having to say a word to him.
That's incredible.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The same thing with you guys, the videos you guys produce. Somebody's like, I want to be able to create stuff like that. Put a bag over your head. Nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
Do this. Nobody cares. Your actions, how you carry yourself, those are the things that really stand out to people, you know? Find a way to do that. Find a way to make an impression on people, and that's winning, you know?
Yeah, and then there's another step to that too is, you know, do we have respect and care for your art? Yes, but do we have respect and care for you as a human being?
Yeah.
That's the first one I'm going to go to every time.
Yes, sir.
Because there's so many people, and you know this more than we do, probably, to be honest with you, is how many people want to be friends with you because you make cool shit.
Right.
So that's the other downfall side of the Uprise is when people see you do a really good product, there's always an intention somewhere down the line of, man, that person does some really cool stuff.
Right.
So like that's why it's super important for Chris and I to speak up on who we are as human beings, so people fall in love or, you know, inspired by the people versus the product. You know, like, dude, I have so much respect for you as a person, the way you carry your. Dude, we go over to his house, shows us this beautiful studio, all his artwork. He's teaching us. He's showing us who's signed the wall, and you know, just the creative brain he has, right? And then we go into his house, you know, and his son's super respectful. His wife is super kind. You know, and you could just tell the support of the dynamic of, you could just tell the check-ins. You could tell that she, you know, supports you and chase your dreams. And you could tell that you also do that for her. And you could tell your son was just like in awe with, damn, that's my dad. Very cool. And like, it's just, that's the win.
Yeah, that is.
You know, so like, what is your, when you think of success for a second, can you shape that right now?
Oh man, numero uno is family, period. For me, like, here's my definition of success. If I can, at the end of the day, sit down on the back porch with my wife and have a glass of wine and watch the sun go down, I'm fine. That's perfectly enough for me. Content, and I know that sounds cheesy or corny or whatever.
Stillness.
For whoever is out there thinking that's corn, guess what? Find that peace and then chase it, because that, to me, that is the definition of success. When you can be in a place that makes you peaceful every day. Is your relationship peaceful? Are you hollering and screaming at people and doing things and acting out, and the people around you acting out because of what you're bringing to the table? Or have you found a place of inspiration? Have you found a place of calm and peace and fostering people to be better? That's success. It's not how much money you make. It's not how many times your name's in the tabloids or how many people know your name. If the people around you are happy and you're happy, that's success. I mean, I know that from the outside looking in, that sounds crazy and that sounds like I'm not asking for enough, but that's all I want, really.
I don't think it's you know, less is more.
Yeah.
But then also you go talk to people that have more, they want less.
Yeah.
You know, we've worked with the craziest of people. There's still an empty hole.
Yeah.
Right? They're still chasing that piece. And so like if you have it, it's like, what did Jesse Itzler say the other day? Stop chasing the things you want and focus on the things you already have. You know, because you can't buy back time, you can't buy back memories with your family, but you're chasing all these other things for what reason? Is it really for you,
Mm-hmm.
or is it really for other people to see you?
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that, you know, you really have to be aware of going into business and entrepreneur is just, why am I really doing this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, am I really chasing because I love going out there and painting in my shop and it turned into something beautiful and now
Yeah.
I'm super fulfilled?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're out there trying to make money.
Yeah.
You're out there just because, like, I like this shit. I
Yes.
love this shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, Chris loved being an engineer, but he didn't love being an engineer. He loved the fact that he kept the challenge and he made something out of his life. And, you know, he took a lot of strength, a lot of struggle, and he made something with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the engineering side I feel
Yeah.
like you probably loved.
Yeah, it's the challenge, like you
Yeah.
said. It's the problem solving. I mean, that's why I do what I do in our business now, is because that's where it's stimulated. I mean, I've always kind of been that way, but
Yeah, like Chris, you just challenge him with anything and he's going to
Yeah.
go accomplish it.
I'm gonna be like, oh, we can't do it, and then the next day I come back, it'll be fully built out.
Yeah,
so,
exactly right, yeah.
It's just like
Well-
you.
Well,
that's
no, you know what actually started? You know why I have this big ass screen?
Oh,
our
no, yeah, you
conversation.
came over, you're like, we have a big screen, running the mics, all clean up. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
That's
so it's funny how that works, man. Chris, what did you think? You think you could shape and mold your version of success right now?
I mean, I have to steal it from you and another person that sat there yesterday. We asked him a little bit of a different question. What is like, are you happy? And he goes, no, I'm not happy. I'm at peace. And that goes back to what you just talked about. It's like, if you can find peace and hold on to it, that's success.
Yes.
And I think I've always known that, but haven't been able to put it in words. And that's really stuck with me. I mean, it was our conversation yesterday, but that is my new definition of success.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Because if you can live life the way you want to and find peace in it and be around the people you want to be around, like, what more could you possibly want?
Yeah. I used to have the goal of climbing a ladder, climbing the success ladder all the time. Go to this place, work for 2 years, get better, make more money. Go to this place, work for 2 years, get more money, right?
Yeah.
And that was my goal every time. And,
Mhm.
and I was defined by, you know, how high up I was getting. I told my kids, like, that's failure. If that's what you're chasing, that's failure, because that's not success. I said, it doesn't matter how much money you make in your life. I don't care if you make $40,000 a year. I don't care if you make $400,000 a year. Do the job that is going to make you happy and smile every single day. And pick a lifestyle that you want to lead. And if you can pick that lifestyle and lead and build your plan to that. If it changes down the line, cool, it changes down the line, but pick a lifestyle that you want to be successful with. That success is your happiness, your peace. Pick that. You want to be a firefighter? Go be a firefighter. You want to be an engineer? Go be an engineer. But what I'm asking you to do is, like, plot out based upon peace.
Mm-hmm. Reverse engineer it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think that goes back to asking the right questions.
Yeah.
Nobody asks questions. They just think they all know the answer.
Yeah.
So, you know, society, like, we've got to have really good conversations with you. We ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
You had so many experiences. You had one book, threw it away, grabbed another one, started writing another one, threw that one away, started writing another one. You've lived many lives. And we made a joke earlier as a Dos Equis guy. The most interesting man in the world. You know, you do so much between art. You have Smoking Gun, an amazing marketing company. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I mean, that's the really cool thing. Like, I love, I worked at another place, and I'd been the vice president of that company for a while, but I built it from 3 people when I started doing packaging design and branding with them, up to 30. And by the time we'd done that, I'd been through other agencies and stuff like that, but I brought all these other tools with me, you know, to that location, and you know, build it up to doing TV commercials, national TV commercials, social media, marketing, packaging, and brand development. Like, we had all the tools to do it: video editing, MoGraph. We had so much stuff inside this thing. We could do anything, right? It was a really cool thing. We had our own studio, built it the way we want to, you know. But the one thing that I had such a problem with was proving to the CFO at that location what I was doing was valid. And I kept telling him, like, hey, man, look, these things are working. I'm putting the money in here. The ROI comes behind this, and this is the way it goes. And he was like, I ain't seeing it. And I was like, man, I know when I hit this button, this thing happens. I see it. And he's like, that may be 3 other things. And I'm like, yeah, it could be. So what I decided to do was build this algorithm. I built a bell curve for what every single channel would do. Whether if it was YouTube, it would go up for 2 weeks, come back down, and it would run at a small trail for a year, right? If I built social media, it would have a 2-day spike in and out, right? If I did TV, I would have 2 weeks in and I'd have 2 weeks out, and I could see the sales would match up with each one of these. And I did this for every channel all the way down. And then I would alternate these channels over the top of each other so I could measure the delta. What is this one over a small one?
Delta's change.
Yeah. What is the change over a small one versus a big one on each one of those? And then I would do that measurement and over 3 months' time and 6 months' time, I got more data out of that, right? Well, then I take this back to the CFO. He still doesn't understand it. And I'm like, I'm racking my brain here. I don't know how to make this happen, right? Like, I'm giving you absolute data and facts that I think this is the way you talk, right? So I go to the SMU. I find a guy who's got a master's in analytics, and I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to sit right next to me, and I want you to write some kind of script that tells this guy exactly what we're doing and how it works. And he goes, tell me about it. So I told him what I was doing. He goes, that's brilliant. You got to patent that. And I said, don't worry about that. I just need you to communicate with this man over here. Well, about a month into it, he's writing this stuff. We now start communicating to the CFO, and he's like, this is brilliant. This is amazing. And I thought, the light goes off in my head. It wasn't that I was doing anything wrong. It was that I didn't know how to communicate his language to my language, and I needed a translator. And this guy was my translator. And the cool thing about that was, like, when I go out and build an agency for myself, I want to be able to do this for any company that I come in contact with. I want to be able to give them the information that they need. I want to lead and give them a truth, a proof of truth. And what's the absolute proof of truth? What's a smoking gun?
Mm.
You know, when you are in a legal proceeding and you know you've got somebody locked up is when they find the smoking gun. I wanted to leave that with every client to go, here's your smoking gun. This is the proof. This is where you can put your money, and this is what's going to go in, and this is what's going to go out. So that was the definition of why I wanted to do it. And so then what we started with was we brand companies. We build their website. We give them SEO, PPC, Google. We do all of those things and run their media for them and say, here's what each one of those channels is doing. Here's how it's performing. Let's have a conversation. If you want to take it in this direction, what is the goal of how you want to take your company? Do you want to get more views? Do you want to get more sales? Do you want to, let's talk about the direction you want to take, and let's build a strategy based upon that. And so the smoking gun has just been that, and it's been really cool. We went from, in 2 years, we've gone from 0 to 19 clients, and now we're branching out into a bigger space, and I'm really excited about it, honestly. So,
well, dude, congrats, bro.
Thanks.
That's
Thanks.
exciting, man.
Yeah.
I love the name, the meaning behind it too.
Yeah.
It's a great story.
You should always come up with something to tell somebody the reality, right? Like, if you have to get creative, but you should always not just make it simple and say your name or whatever, but tell somebody something. Tell them a story. Tell them something to let them resonate on what's on your heart,
Mhm.
And if they can get behind the smoking gun for just being a cool name, cool, great, fine, whatever. If they can get behind it because it's the story and what I want to deliver to you, that means a lot to me, because now you know what I'm trying to do for you.
Right.
Yeah, they know your mission, right?
Yeah.
It's important.
You feel it, you see it, you hear it.
Yep.
So if you could tie a metaphor in there, like, I love metaphors. It's the only way I relate to anything.
Yeah.
Like, you can ask Chris. I'm like, how do I word this in a way that, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You get one of those reactions.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, So those are definitely important. And I know everything that you do so far that we've got to know you, you've thought about it. You're an overthinker in the best way. I mean that in a good way, right? Like, your tattoos, to your brand, to your art, like, everything has an intricate way of tying back together, back to your success, back to your peace.
Yeah.
Right. You're not designing just a business. You're designing peace in your business. You're designing an art piece that's providing you peace and happiness. So, like, everything involves around peace and thoughtfulness is what I've kind of picked up from you, which I think is very cool.
And I think one thing that's really unique about you as a creative is you have the structure behind it. A lot of creatives have just that and not the other part.
Oh,
and when
he can go ahead and call me out. Shots
and
fired.
when they
smoking gun and shot.
It's not that. It's just like you rarely have like an innovator and executor in one person, and you kind of come across as one of those people.
Yeah.
And it's super rare. Like, we both have grown from just being with each other and working with each other for so long. Like, naturally, I am the executor. I'm the strategist. I'm the guy that's like, okay, this is the structure behind the idea, and he's just got ideas for days, and they're all amazing. And so we've learned to, like, okay, he applies some structure. I learned to dream a little bit more and how to be more creative inside of the structure and take some of that red tape off. And so over time, we've just kind of become like equals, but still have natural strengths, if that makes sense. And you just have that, man.
Well, I'll say this, like I absolutely thank you for that. That compliment means a lot to me, more than you understand. But like, I love this world. Like, this makes me super happy. And like when you were talking about the CNC that I made and that world and the structure and building things and being analytical, I love that part of it too. But I'm still not far enough this side. So I surround myself. I'm somewhere in the middle of you two guys.
Right.
But I surround myself with people that are over here.
Right.
People who are absolutely detail oriented, buttoned up. I know where my strengths are. I know what I can carry. I can carry a lot. But on this side, I want somebody who is not missing the details.
The great.
Yes. I want somebody who is just absolutely day by day checking every checklists and what's been done and what's the order of being done. Surround yourself with people that don't have what you have. You don't need to double up on yourself. You need to surround yourself with people who think differently. I got enough thoughts for someone like me for days, right? But I really think it's really amazing when you start surrounding yourself with people that don't think like you do. That's when you really start to grow. That's when you start to get better and become more palatable to other people as an entity.
Absolutely. I mean, that's how we grow. You know, we push each other and we're thankful to have that, obviously. But as we've just come into contact with like new clients, new relationships, guys on our team, those are the people that are really helping us grow now, because it's just such a bigger picture. It's not just us two, which means more responsibility, but also requires us to step up to the plate.
Yeah.
So we're pushed for sure, but we also have a push between each other, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, when you build a team, you build a boat.
Yeah.
You know, you have, you know, if we trust somebody to, hey, we need to fix the hole. You know, you better hope they fix the hole.
Yeah.
You know, but we also have to give them that opportunity, and we can't take that mistake or that lesson away. And that's something that's really, really difficult to do in business. It's like, cool, we can't expect everybody to be where we are with all the years of experience we have. We do have to let them fail inside of our business, unfortunately.
And pay for it.
Yeah, and we pay for it, you know, and we have to stand up and go, hey, our fault, not our editor's fault or our team's fault. It's no, our fault. You know, extreme ownership.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
Jocko, good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. But at the same time, too, like, I love when I'm picking my team. Like, I took that one when I was there at the last place from 3 people to 30 people, right? Handpicked everybody over 60 people probably have come through that thing over the 13 years I was there, right?
What do you look for first in a person?
I look for, number one, in an interview, if somebody uses the word passion. Man, like, I've taught some people this. I've gone through and showed them as I'm interviewing, whatever, and I'm a sucker for it. Dude, if you use the word passion with me, like, I can teach you how to code, I can teach you how to write, I can teach you how to use software, I can teach you whatever. I can't teach you to be passionate about what you're doing. And that person that's passionate about the things that they're working on every single day, they're going to give you 10%, 15% more than everybody else is. Like you said, those basketball players that you were watching, passionate for what they were doing, right? Not the most gifted, not the person that was the tallest or the most athletic and lazy, passionate on what they were doing. So what were they doing? More hours, more effort, owning their craft, getting better, right? Maximizing their potential. So if someone uses the word passion, I literally put a P on the resume every single time.
I've never really got to probably tell you this, but I think your gift is doing things at 100, 110, 115% effort when you're not passionate about it.
You talking to me?
Yeah, you.
Oh.
I am the polar opposite. If I'm not into it, I am not doing it.
I think go ahead. Sorry.
Chris is unbelievable at, like, okay, I'm going to lock the fuck in here. And I'm going to do it 110% because I'm doing it. I'm not going to half-ass anything. I'm going to put everything in it.
Yeah.
Because in the end of the day, when he walks away, he knows that he did. I struggle with that. But like, Chris is so disciplined. I mean, the guy's trained for a marathon while running and doing all this. Like, the guy is a superhero in that space. But like, I don't know how he does that. And I don't know what triggers in your brain going, I'm just going to do this the right way.
I think for me, it's really easy to commit 110% if there's genuine purpose behind whatever it is that needs to get done, right? So if you tell me, like, hey, go do this, and you don't tell me why, like, I'm not touching it. I need to know why I'm doing it. And so if I understand that and I feel like it is a need for something that either we need in the business or personally for me, then there's no other way to do it than 110% because there's no point otherwise for me, and it just frustrates me if I don't.
Well, your name's attached to it.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
You don't want somebody to say you're doing crap work. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, Chris worked on that, and everybody's like, I either expect it to be good because you worked on it, or well, let's go look at it. Maybe he did it right, maybe he didn't. Right?
Yeah.
You want it to be the other way every single time, right?
Yeah, and it drives me crazy when people just talk about what they're wanting to do,
Get it done.
what they do, and they don't actually do it. And
Yeah.
for me, I don't even speak it until I've already started it, or like I'm almost there to get it done. But that's where he comes in because he helps me get it out there before I'm ready.
Maybe. An example would be like, okay, Chris doesn't want to go mow the lawn.
Oh no.
But he ain't gonna miss a piece of grass.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's
Yep.
not going to do it.
Yep.
I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm gonna stick to what I said I was gonna
Mhm.
do. He don't back down from that.
Nope.
That's a quality you can't teach.
Yep.
I mean, that's my
appreciate it.
struggle. I'm like, gosh, dang it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I really want to go back and put this. The other day, I was filling my dirt bike up, and I went to go get gas out of my dad's shop, and I was like, I put the thing in there, and it was crooked. I was like, nope, I gotta straighten it up. And I thought of you. I was like, nope, I can't half-ass this shit.
It's funny though, because like you are like that with certain things, but then you're like so OCD with other things,
I
like
know.
the most micro adjustment, and then other things like, nah, it's fine, don't worry about it.
My brain aligns weirdly. I don't know.
It's
I
funny.
have no idea.
But
You know, it's funny when you start talking about effort and things that go into it like that, and who you kind of define yourself as. And I always live by. My grandfather told me this. Well, he told me two things. One is, you put your pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. You're no better than them, and they're no better than you. So take it, you know. And I said, okay, cool. I can live by that. The other one is, there's two types of people in the world. You can work really hard and build your building to be the biggest building in town. Or you can spend your time knocking everybody else's building down so yours looks the biggest. What kind of man are you? And I'm telling you, that one right there hit me between the eyes so hard. And I just was like, I'm not focused on other people. I'm not focused on hating or naysaying or doing whatever. Or they ain't got crap or they're just not real good anyway. So I'm like, hey man, I'm in buffet mentality. We can all eat in this place, man. And I'm going to work twice as hard as everybody else to see if I can build it for what I've been given as gifts.
How do you move on that one? You know, you've been a bridge has been burned, or someone's burned you over. I know you continue to still think about that the same way. How would you share that, and how would you be open minded, you know, in that kind of situation?
I'm not gonna lie; those things right there are struggles. You know, when you've been burned in a situation, realize this: everyone, it's a small community, and everyone talks, and everyone talks about things the most when they're emotional about it being bad, right? So I would rather just say this: hey, man, it's great talking to you. Thank you for the time we had. Blah blah blah. Move on. Because I don't need your bad pub to follow me around when it's not accurate, right? I want to be there when someone says something about Brandon, you know, I don't to defend myself, and I won't always be. So you want to burn it down, man, burn it down. But just know the moment you burn it down, that person just cannot wait to go tell you some bad crap on you to 10 or 15 other people. So pick and choose how you want to win, man. Is you telling that guy something at the end of the day when you get done with it? Let me tell you how I really feel. Is that worth it?
No.
Or is it like you're just not mature enough to eat it?
Unshakable.
Yeah, our
man.
big thing right now is just being unshakable, and it's you know, there's lines that are crossed, I'm sure,
All the time.
in every single space, right? But it's like they're trying to get a reaction out of you.
Yep.
Right. The more calm, collected, you know, the quote right now is, take the E off emotion and stay in motion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. But it's really, really, really difficult, especially when you actually have to go practice it. I
Mhm.
can talk about it all day long,
Mm-hmm.
but as soon as someone actually does something, I'm like, all right, I need to go walk. I need to go get in the sauna. I need to go to the gym. I need to talk to Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out a system
Yeah.
to be able to pull those nervous systems back down and drop the cortisol where you don't react and respond and make yourself look foolish. I've done it 100 different times.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is like, hey, man, that's probably not the best way to do that. And I'm like, yeah, I know, Chris. It's a little late.
Yeah.
I'd like to think my approach is better these days.
But no, mine has always been, I used to be a firecracker. Chris is
Mhm.
always the, you know, slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
He gets you when he burn you, though.
It's
He cut
inside.
you, but when it comes out,
Yeah.
It's usually in the morning, so let me get my coffee first, all right?
But we all work through those things. But I think a lot of people jump into business, and I think it's because you said something earlier. It's like you put your heart out for someone to squeeze it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that hit me. Because like it's really hard to be vulnerable in today's society of fear of judgment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the biggest courage and the biggest strength is doing it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and you're going to align the right people. Like a lot of people right now are, what are you posting? What are you doing? It's like, it's social media at the end of the day.
Yep.
Like, I'd finally just hit me, like, why am I so worried about posting? Is it really because it's posting, or is the fact that I'm scared somebody might judge me because I might not get enough likes on it?
Mm-hmm.
What's the truth?
Yep.
What's the truth? And at the end of the day, you just got to go post your shit.
Yep.
Like, cool, judge me, then you're not with me.
Yep.
We're on a different boat.
I've actually kind of challenged myself to not buy followers, to not jump into the blue checks, to do things like that. I've challenged myself to stay away from that.
I would recommend to get a blue check, and here's the reason why.
I know why.
Security.
I know. I've read it now, and it's 30% increase.
No. Nothing to do with increase. Nothing to do with any of that. If someone hacks your Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
it's the only way to get verified quickly to where you can get your Instagram back.
Really?
I've had mine taken. I can do anything
You
to
have
get
a
it
good
back.
following.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you're gonna have to pay somebody, and we have the people, but it's gonna cost you $2,000 to get your Instagram back.
Yeah.
So if you have it verified through Meta with your ID,
Yeah.
you're able to contact Meta and Facebook a lot easier to actually get your account
Yeah.
back. So
Oh, good. That's good advice.
I don't care about
Yeah.
the engagement of the following, but
Yeah.
like that is like having your passport versus your license,
Yeah.
right? It's like, hey,
Yeah.
here's this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I need my account back. Someone hacked it from
Yeah.
me. So yeah, I would definitely recommend that space.
Yeah. And back to what I was saying on that, I appreciate that. I'll definitely take a look at that. Back to what I was saying on the other part was like, I've challenged myself not to chase the love, because I have done that. And I got, I was getting thousands of likes on my stuff, and I was like, oh, this is cool. This is awesome. And I grew really fast. And then all of a sudden it was like, stop growing so fast because I stopped posting so much. And then all of a sudden, like, I got big gaps in between when I was posting because I was just, it's tough, when you're doing it every day. Am I saying the right things? As you get better, it was easy when I was painting stuff that I thought was good then, but it's crap because you can do crap fast, But the more that I put into it, it's just not good enough every single time. So I'm not spending 3 days painting something. I'm spending 3 weeks painting something. And how many posts can I do on the same painting in 3 weeks and somebody go, all right, man, I've seen your guy. Like, cool, amazing, move on, but it's like, no, you don't understand. Look at the detail, right? So it's really hard. So I put gaps in there. So now my likes have gone down. And so now I'm starting to like, am I feeling this? Is this enough? And then I've been standing true to my roots to say, don't chase it. Just don't chase it. Make it just be about the passion of what you're doing, and don't chase it. And all the other stuff will be there, And then at the other times, are you being genuine, with what you're saying? Right. Sometimes I've caught myself just saying stuff just to be nice to people, or saying stuff that just to be because I was in a mood or whatever. And it's just like, it's not genuine, really is not,
Well, the thing is, like, everybody's comparing their best days to our worst days.
Yeah.
You go through a phase in life where you're needing the validation, you're needing, the security instead of the insecurity. And social media does validate that for people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so social media is everything to some people.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a real life.
Right.
Right? Why do people follow all these streams? Because they're in a reality that they don't like, so they're going to go live in someone else's.
Right.
So it's a very crazy dopamine release that skyrockets and then it drops.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think back to just posting content that you feel is, likable, shareable, fun, creative.
Mm-hmm.
But for what purpose?
Mm-hmm.
What's the real reason behind what you're doing?
Yeah.
Right. And I think like we're going through a phase right now. It's like, what is our real goal? It's to help people.
Mm-hmm.
If we have to do a couple different things, way we might not normally do a couple things to gain the attraction that we need to actually help people, why would we do it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can slow burn it, don't get me wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to build content that's going to grow a compound, grow a studio, grow different things, because the attention span and the interest of what people are into is memes.
Yeah.
You could see your beautiful art.
Mm-hmm.
They get 1,000 likes, and then you go look at a meme that makes no sense,
Yep.
and it has
Million.
1.2 million shares.
Yeah.
So it's
Or
almost
some
like
boobs or something like that, right? I mean,
well, no,
I
and
need
that's
to
the
get a
thing.
little more chesty, I guess. When
It's crazy, but I think
Yeah.
the world's going to eventually jump back into realism
Mm-hmm.
of rawness, mistakes. I say this pretty often, but imperfections is what makes people perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's coming back to your art is like, I think the before and after is cool,
Mhm.
but the process is even cooler to me.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know why you did the edge. I want to know why you did the fade or whatever
Yeah.
you called it, or teach me a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
how the fuck do you do this? Because it looks like you just printed that shit on a canvas. That's the shit I want to see, right?
Yeah.
Like, Chris, had that phone call. It's like, does that guy really know the struggle though?
Mm-hmm.
He sees the highlights.
Yeah.
But do people really want to show up and sit at the table when they, know they have to go through and eat what we had to eat?
Yeah.
That's the thing that we got to start sharing is going, look, this ain't fucking just fun and games and traveling around jets and fucking meeting so-and-so. These are 3-hour nights.
Mm-hmm.
These are, why are you going to this event? Because we have to build a network for 2 years later.
Yep.
That's the stuff people don't want to see. They don't want to hear it.
Nope.
They just want shit to land in their lap and go, oh, cool.
That's exactly right.
The
struggle is real. That's the realest part of that whole thing is like going out and putting in the effort to build your brand. Everybody thinks like, oh, I just put out a good product. Everyone should come to me.
Yeah.
That's not how things happen. The grind is not only do you have to work really hard to build your product that is a good product, you have to go out and handhold and show and meet and kiss babies and shake hands and all kinds of stuff like that. That's what you have to do to build your network, to share with people because they just don't know you. And then you get out and you meet people and they find out things like this. Like we have so much in common together. Like, man, we're as the crow flies. I mean, we're probably 5 miles apart from each other, and it's like, how have we never met before, but such like-minded, individuals, and it's really cool to kind of meet you guys. But those are the things, getting out and doing these things, me answering a call from him and saying, I'm just going to go check these guys out, hey, are you guys available? Just go do it.
Right. That handshake's going to mean something. And I think back to something that you said was important, going, doing all shaking babies, signing checks, doing all that kind of stuff is you got to really figure out what your product is.
Yeah.
Is your product a want or a need?
Yeah.
Your art is a want.
Mm-hmm.
Your smoking gun is a need.
Yep.
Right. And if you can combine both of those together, then you can create time and create space to do both.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We have a want right now.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a need necessarily. We make badass videos, but that's not even close to who we are as human beings.
Right.
Like, for example, like, what is your expectation now that you've met us and hung out with us compared to what you thought it was?
Our expectations of us as friends or what you guys are producing?
Just either. Like, what was your thought process?
My thought process now is like, I've got to hang out with these guys a little bit more. Like, honestly, like, I love feeding on passion from guys and seeing what they're doing and watching them grow. And, we've talked through, 10 different angles on things, since we've had, 3 days of conversations?
They've been great. It feels like 10 years.
Not even.
Yeah. So I came over one day and it was supposed to be a 10-minute deal and I stayed for 3 hours.
Yep.
Came over another day and stayed a long
3
time.
hours.
Stayed 3 hours.
Stay with you.
Then you end up coming to my house for 3 hours, and then it's like, and here we are today. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, there's no expectation of anything, to be quite honest. My expectation is like, surround yourself with the same type people, like-minded people, and that good things will happen.
Right.
That's it. Like, I don't expect you guys to do anything for me or bring me anything or whatever. Like, I just like you guys. Y'all are
that's why we want to support, though. That's the point of the want and need is like, I want to be able to share a human being to our other human beings.
Yeah.
Not, hey, grab this guy so he can sell this art piece to this person. That's not necessarily what it is. It's going, hey, just hang out.
Yeah.
You guys are a vibe. You guys are going to connect. You guys are going to align. And you're going to comprehend.
Yeah.
Like, stop having conversations, people, with just connecting and conversating. Like, if you don't comprehend and feel understood, it's just not your people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, Chris, do you have any specific questions that you'd like to ask?
Right
Not
off the
throwing
top
you
of
on
my,
the spot.
yeah. I've asked kind of a lot that I wanted to get to today. I feel like you've probably got something on your mind.
Yeah, man. I know this is kind of crazy, but like, how did you get into all the stuff you get into and become successful in multiple different lanes of business while all doing them at the same time?
It's approach to everything. Like, what's your approach to when you get up in the morning?
Me time.
What's your approach to when you go to the gym?
Me time.
What's your approach when you go to start creating things? To me, like, if you're consistent in the way that you put yourself together, you present yourself, if you give everything of you, you're going to be successful in those avenues. I'm not successful at everything, for sure not. Like, for sure not. I failed at a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, like, I may not have hit pinnacle, but I've gone pretty far up the route on some things because I gave it everything I had, from sports to business to a lot of stuff, art. I mean, fun stuff. It's like go up the ranks, just give it your everything, and that's just kind of how I'm built. It was like, you go play me in something, whether it be the first time I played it, I'm gonna play you 1,000 times until I beat you at that 1,000 times, and that is not. I don't mean that. It's like to be silly. I'm serious.
I believe you.
Like I will play you until I win. Period. That's just my approach to things in life. Like I will not give up.
Don't back down.
I will not.
Well, you said one thing first time we met. Never say no to opportunity.
Never say no to opportunity.
Yeah.
If you get somebody that invites you to come out to do something, or hey, here's this thing, or check this out, or whatever, you can be not even close friends. You know what? They're inviting you for a reason, and that's an opportunity that's been presented to you. Never say no to an opportunity. Now, I'm not saying go rob a bank because somebody said this would be cool, but what I'm saying is like, get out there and do things. Like I got
a question with you with that. I want to tear that apart a little bit.
Yeah. I was about to...
What about somebody you feel like is just trying to sell you something?
Well, learn something from that person. You can't have a conversation with somebody and get out of what they're, let's tear down the way that they're trying to sell you. All right, I have a sales guy that's coming to me and he's trying to sell me something, and I can't sit here and dissect what's good and what's bad about this sales pitch. How would I have done it differently?
Oh, for sure. I understand that side. I'm saying, like, when you have like so much going on, how do you prioritize or put things on the top? For example, like, say we're sprinting, we're traveling, we're doing all these things, and we get an awesome opportunity. We usually go.
Yep.
I mean, we do.
Yep.
Or we listen to certain things. But
Yep.
then there's a side of it where we've aligned with people where they're really connectors versus selling.
Yep.
And those are the people we really, we'll make time for no matter what.
Yep.
It's the random people that just like, all right, what are you trying to sell me now?
Well, I think there's a difference between, there's some discernment in what's an opportunity and what's not.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. How do you break those down in your brain?
Well, I'll say this, like, I did some illustrations for a lady named Colleen Hoover. You guys know who she is? She sold more books than the Bible.
Oh, we talked about her. Yeah.
Right? She's a novelist. She's got like 25 New York Times bestsellers, right? On social media, she reached out to me and said, hey, I would love for you to play a role in my book and be this 18-year-old kid doing illustrations. I'm going to give you some concepts and you draw some stuff up based upon the concepts I give you. And I was like, all right. Sounds wild. I didn't know who she was. I'm getting a random author asking me to do some work for them or whatever. I mean, you guys know, people hit you all the time. I want you to do this, a great opportunity or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that one. So I looked her up. I was like, oh, she's legit. I had to do the research. I had to vet it out. I had to do discernment to find out if this is a real opportunity or is it not. And then when I did, it went from to holy cow, this dropped in my lap. She found me on social media, right? So I jumped at it. I went and met her and drew some illustrations. And she's like, I don't want you to draw like you draw now anyways because it's too polished. She's like, I want you to draw like an 18-year-old kid. She's like, have you ever done anything like this before? I was like, no, but I'll do it.
Try
I want to do it. Yeah, let's go. That's something that was not my wheelhouse. It's something that was an opportunity just to step into another deal. Well, she's brought me to book signings. She came and did my podcast. Like one of the very first ones that I did, she turned down. She said, Brandon, I don't do podcasts, just so you know. She came back from shooting a movie in LA, came back and said, Brandon, I'll do your podcast for you. Flew in from LA, landed here and said, I just turned down, who'd she say, Apple and Netflix for their podcast to do mine.
Wow.
And I thought,
why?
She said, because you're a genuine person.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. That's the secret sauce.
Right. And I was just like, I was blown. I was almost in tears about it. It was just like, wow, like that's someone who has the ability to grow bigger or do more things, took a step back and took away from themselves to give to me.
You've got a few moments in your life, and one specifically that I'm thinking of from that story. Is it King Griffey Jr.?
Yeah.
Tell them a little bit about that story. It's really cool, man. Really cool.
So I've done a bunch of car rallies, another part of my life or whatever, but
another chapter 7.
But I did Gumball 3000. It's a rally across Europe. It's 3,000 miles, and I did it for like 7 or 8 years in a row. Really got blessed and lucky to be taken to that, and super thankful for that opportunity. And I just remember being over in Europe, and we were in Latvia, I think, at the time, and I'm in this one nightclub bar thing that all of the rally members are there for. And I look across the way, and there was Ken Griffey Jr. standing over there, and I'm like, well, I was a baseball player, at the time, and I was like, I mean, not at the time, but back in the day, and hence the gray hair, by the way. Um, but I looked over at my friend. I said, "Hey, man, that's Ken Griffey Jr. over there," and he was like, "Who?" And I was like, "Oh,
Oh
man."
man.
But nobody European knew who he was. If you were a soccer star, they would have held you up and paraded you around that place, but they didn't know. I was like, he's a top 5 baseball player of all time. Like, how do you not know who this guy is? Right? I was like, all right, whatever. So I'm going to talk to him right now. And I walked over, and I was standing. I said, "Hey, man, Ken, big fan. If you can give me," I said, "I'm an old baseball player, man. If you can give me 5 minutes to talk baseball," I said, "I'll never say anything to you about baseball again." And he goes, "Shoot." And so we just started talking a little bit and going through like some conversation. And I said, competition is everything, for you. I said, "I know it is for me at such a lower level, but what do you do now that you're not playing baseball to
Feel that.
to fill that void?" And he goes, "Oh, I play golf now." And I just bust out laughing. And I'm rolling. He goes, "What?" And I said, "Oh, it's just funny to me because I'm going to kick the crap out of a Hall of Fame baseball player in golf." And he starts laughing, and he goes, "We're going to be fast friends."
Mm.
He goes, "You're my buddy." And so I love him. Like, he is,
How long ago was this?
oh man, 2016 or 17, something like that.
You guys are still friends?
Yeah, all the time, right? And so have gone on family vacations before. Like, he's, if I go down somewhere and he's there, like, he's been so kind to kind of take me around and whatever. And he's like, "Well, I know your wife would be mad if I just kind of left you out or whatever." If he comes to Dallas, he'll call me or whatever, and we'll go hang out. But I remember specifically to the time that you were talking about. My son was a senior in high school at Caddo Mills High School, and I called and asked Bun B, who's another friend of mine from a rapper. Guess you guys
Didn't
don't
Greg
know.
do some stuff
Yeah.
with Bumby?
Oh, I don't know.
I think so. Anyway,
And
yeah, I'm
national
pretty sure.
players and
Yeah,
all that
UGK,
stuff.
baby.
UGK.
And so I asked Bun if he would send in a video, and the kids before their last game they watch a hype video, and I asked the coach, "Hey, can I slide one of these videos in to kind of hype the kids up?" And so Bun sends one over, and he's like, because my son Cooper and his coach would listen to one of Bun's songs every day in the weightlifting room, whatever. And I said, "Hey, here's this coach. He's been really inspirational for my son. If he would just say something like, to the two of them, for whatever, and hey, have a good game or whatever." Well, he literally sent a video over, and he's like, and to Bun and this coach, and he called him out, and he's like, "I got you." And he starts playing his music, and he's like, "Ah, nah, nah," and it just starts. Oh, it was great, and all the kids are going crazy, and the coach looks at me, and he's like, "Ah," And then I'd asked Ken also to send a video over, and the first he said, "Yeah, absolutely, I'll send one over." Well, it was due, like with 2 days to go or something, and I was like, "Babe, Ken was supposed to give me this video. I got to get it over to the coach. I don't want to ask again. I don't want to be a jerk about this thing." I was like, "But, at the end of the day, like, he did say he would do it. Should I call him back or whatever?" I said, I'm not gonna ask again." She goes, "Brandon, y'all are friends." She's like, "Just send him a message. You're friends." So I sent him back a message. I said, "Hey, Ken, no big deal. Like, if you can't do it, I ain't gonna ask again. If you wouldn't mind sending this video over, that would be great. It's in 2 days. I got to have it by tomorrow. Cool if not, whatever. Don't want to be a hanger on, So he says, "Yeah, no problem. Sorry about that. I've been busy." And he sends me a video, and it's him saying, "Cooper, I can't wait to see you and, go and play sports and go further on with this, and good luck on blah, blah, blah." Gives me a video. And so I take it and I throw it, and I told my wife I'm super happy, and I send it to the coach, and he's excited about it too. And then I get up there the next day. Well, Buns goes off first, and the kids are going crazy, And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting in the deal, and all the dads are in there in the room, and all the kids are in there because it's for the last game, for their last game, we get to go in and watch video with them, and it was really, really a great moment for me. Absolutely. And so I'm sitting there, and the video, I'm recording the whole time, and the video that starts playing of Ken in that deal is not the video he sent me. And he's talking, and all of a sudden he goes, "Hang on a second." And he looks off the screen. I'm like, I didn't send this. Like, where did this come from? Now I'm confused.
Wrong video.
And he looks at the door over on the side, and the sucker walks in the door. And he looks at me, and the place goes crazy. And he looks and he points at me like this, and says a message to the kids and says, "Boys, it's your last game. This is going to be everything. Like, Kent, I'm excited for you, and for the dads. They're going to be boohooing here in a little bit." And you know, it was a really special moment. And then he pointed at me, gave me a hug, and I said, "Man, I didn't know you were going to do this. I can't believe that you came here." And he said, "Brandon, if it's means something to you, it means something to me." And I'm telling you, like,
Tear.
brother, just think about somebody who has so much in their life going on that he was in Orlando, and he flew down for this to come to a small town in Caddo Mills. They say don't meet your heroes. Not that cat. One of the best guys I've ever met. I'm telling you, and it's really crazy. Well, he comes to the football game with us. He sits in the end zone, and little kids are coming up, and he's signing autographs or whatever. And I mean, you know, it was a great moment. And then all of a sudden, he comes back to my house, and we have a few drinks, and then he's like, stays until like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and he's got to hop back on a plane to go to his kids' game at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I just, you know, and I told my wife, I said, I want to do that for somebody one day. I don't have that type of pull or excitement level for anybody, but if there's something that I can do that will just absolutely make someone's day like that, my gosh.
It's life-changing.
Absolutely.
Did that change your perspective on life?
Change
completely?
my perspective exactly on how I need to treat others. You know, go out of my way.
No matter how big you are.
No matter how big you are. No matter how busy you are. No matter how many irons you got in the fire. There's somebody out there, you're going to change their life by showing up. Just show up.
Right.
You know? I don't know, man.
I love that story.
That one got me, man. I still watch that video every once in a while, and it's so cool, man.
It's incredible, man. I mean, I feel like have a couple people in our life right now that have changed our life like that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, like you look at money and you look at time and you know which one's more valuable.
Yeah.
And, you know, but then you know people that also make a ton of money that also provide a lot of time. You're like, how do you and why do you do this?
Yeah.
You know, and it's because they care, they believe in what you're doing and why you're doing it. You know, it doesn't surprise me, bro, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
That he showed up at the game.
No, I mean, after I got to know him, it doesn't surprise me.
Well, no, not even him. I know you at this point, right?
Wow.
Because you would do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Like, now that we've got to know you, is like, I truly believe you would do that. You know? So it's like you show up for the people that show up for you.
Yep.
And I think he knows at the end of the day is like, damn, who's somebody that would ever show up for me or check in on me or, you know, love on me. You know, I think he knows that that's you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, like, we have a thing that we always talk about on here is like, you know, and we've asked you this already, but like, when's the last time someone really checked in on you?
Yeah.
And I'm asking you.
Well, I think we had talked about this in the past before, and it's like, I don't.
Can't say your wife.
Yeah, no, I have a close group of friends, and I you know, 3 of them are from when I was 12 to 13 years old. And we played baseball together ever since, right? And so we're family. And then the other one is the guy that threw a spray can in I was an acrylic painter, and my buddy Tex throws a spray paint can in my hand and says, "You're gonna."
Oh, you told us about him.
Yeah, Tex is very influential in my life. So between those 4 guys and our 4 wives, we all get together like all the time, and it's like clockwork. Like, we're on a group text together. We talk 10 times a day. We see each other once or twice a week. We go on vacations together. We celebrate birthdays together. Like, everything. It's like, and I jokingly call ourselves Gang Gang. You know.
Oh, that's a tattoo. Remember?
Yeah, the tat.
And so I made this tattoo, this GG period, Gang Gang period, right? Like, find some people that got your back and will come to when the door's knocking, they're there, right? Show up. And so we're always asking each other that question. So I can't say that I don't think that really applies to me at this point, because I do have a network of guys that, hey man, I'll say it this way. We check up on each other all the time, but you know that group that you can say something to somebody and it's not bragging.
Yeah.
You need
it. It's a safe place to
it's brotherhood.
Share. Like your wins. Share your wins.
Yeah.
That's what we have for our community.
Yeah, we make everybody share their wins when they walk in.
Yeah.
It's super important to have that and feel heard, feel seen, and, you know, provide belief, man. I think
Mhm.
belief is something that's so strong people just don't know how to do anymore
Yeah.
because they don't believe in themselves. So how are they going to, you know, believe in others in
Yeah.
certain spaces too, you know? So,
Mhm.
I mean, we're pretty close to wrapping up the pod, but we do this thing at the end of the podcast where we each ask one question and we all have to answer it.
All right, you start.
I'm starting.
Yeah, start it off.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Dependability. Uh, gosh, that almost got me emotional for a second. Dependability, being there. Just if you need me, I got you. Period.
And what does that mean for you?
Family, friends. You got something, you're in trouble. You ask me to do something. Just be my word. You know.
Can I ask you a very deep question?
Yeah.
I always say people give what they secretly want to receive. As a kid growing up, is that what you wanted?
Sure, 100%.
And that's what you provide now to your friends, your family, the people around you?
100%.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
At any point in time, you can call me and pick the phone up, and I'll be there. There is no thing that's going to cause me not to be there. That's just, I just want to be that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of asked that question the other day, Chris. I'll probably have to ask a new question for you.
It's okay. We can make it about Brandon. Just put him in the hot seat.
Yeah. Well, dude, I appreciate that answer, man. I think that's,
Yeah.
you know, we talk about perspective and reflection a lot, and I think it's just asking the right questions, man. You've lived a life that's very full, and we're super grateful. And it's like, man, how do we really learn?
Mm.
We learn by looking up to people we actually look up to.
Mm-hmm.
And we're, like I said, just very grateful for you sharing and being vulnerable and having courage and putting your heart out there and let people squeeze it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, man. Thank
So-
you. Thank you, honestly, for this opportunity.
Hey, it ain't gonna be the last time.
No,
Better
I
not
know
be.
you're not gonna say
Yeah,
no.
we got to get you on
I'm
your
right
own
up the roads.
once a week.
Once a week. Yeah, he says 5 miles, but it is 25 miles to your place, my friend. You ain't that close, all right?
As the bird
That's country
flies, As the
five.
bird
Hey,
flies.
he is
yeah.
a TRX for a reason.
Yeah.
It can't be 25 miles.
It's at least
There's
It was
no
20,
way.
25
15 to
minutes.
18.
All right, I'm googling it when it's over.
I only know because I live right down there. Or used to.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Chris, what's your question?
If you could speak to your younger self, what would you say?
Gosh, don't change a thing.
Hmm.
I hear this all the time from so many people of like, I'd go back and I'd go do this and I'd do this. Brother, the butterfly effect is real. You go change something and you may not end up exactly where you are now. And
Mhm.
think of all the good things you have in your life. You know, just be
What
thankful.
about people that feel like they don't have anything good in their life?
Okay, everybody doesn't have good things in their life. Everybody.
Right.
Look at the things that you do have, not the things that you don't have.
Right.
You've got one
I
life to
understand
lead.
that. It's hard
Yeah.
to tell people that don't think the same way,
Yeah.
which is why
Yeah.
I'm asking the question.
You
Because
got one life to lead. That's it. Period.
live it.
You want to go back and think are you living in the past on something that you could have changed or it's gone. It's over.
Right.
Like don't change a thing because it's gotten you to the person that you are right now. And guess what? Maybe that's going to be your superpower. Maybe that's going to cause you to be empathetic to other people. Maybe that's going to cause you to be able to resonate or help someone. You don't even know what that's going to cause. In 5 years from now, that may be the one thing that you get to talk about to somebody that saves their life.
Facts.
Don't change a thing.
Love that. Thank you, bro.
Badams, Brandon, you got to ask us a question now.
Yeah. What you got?
Uh,
I know, throwing you on the spot. Hot
no,
take,
that's cool.
Hot seat.
I'm gonna go you first.
Okay.
How do you get out of your own way? Do I need to elaborate on that question?
Yeah, elaborate. Just make sure I answer it correctly.
Okay. You talk about the things you're good at.
Mhm.
You talk about the things you're not. When you go to say, how do you get out of your own way? How do you push the things to the side that you want to be better at? Or how do you focus on those things so you can make sure that things that have either come across your path you didn't like or things that have molded you to be who you are, how do those not affect you for the future? How do you get out of your own way?
Yeah, I think it's trusting the right people. I know I'm crazy in a lot of ways in the space of I'm all over the place, sporadic, chaotic, but I have people like Chris. Chris, what do we need to do? And then he kind of gives me that. That really helps me a lot. It's like, where do we need to focus? Where do we need to do that? And I think for me is just forgiveness.
Mm.
You know, for a long time, I just didn't really forgive myself. I didn't forgive the others. So I was carrying pounds and pounds and pounds of stuff. For what reason?
Mm-hmm.
And the day that I just decided to be unshakable and shake it off was the day that I got to step into my real identity of who I really am,
Mm-hmm.
to where I can love myself
Mm-hmm.
and be proud of myself. I am enough. That was really the shift, is just, let it go and let God have it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just said, is everything's supposed to happen for a reason. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't regret one day of my life.
Yeah.
I literally know for a fact I have lived more life than most people.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy about that. Did I go through the hard times? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But that turned me into a sword versus a piece of metal.
Mm-hmm.
It defined me.
Forging.
Exactly. So that would probably be just getting out of my own way, is figuring out how to balance my nervous system. And for me, it's getting up in the morning and going on a walk, really to just reset myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's helped me.
Cool.
So I appreciate that.
Great answer.
Yeah.
For you, you strike me as an iceberg.
Explain.
An iceberg is you just see the top, but there's so much more underneath, and there's a lot going on.
Thank you. That was a compliment.
That's a great. I'm gonna start calling him the iceberg.
I
instead
love
of Thor.
that.
For real.
Wow.
How do you manage joy when you're an iceberg? Because an iceberg does not communicate that.
It's cold.
It's cold.
You have to find joy, because there's a lot of times in life where it's hard to see. And that tunnel gets real small, so much that it might not even be there. You almost just have to have faith that it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to look at the bigger picture, and we talk about this a lot. People experience burnout in what they're doing in their careers or their business that they've created because they don't have a mission that is bigger than the goal, right? It's limitless, his word that he talks about all the time. And so you can find joy in the fact that you're chasing something bigger than yourself and something that is truly limitless, to where there is no cap. For me, the reason why I left my job is because I saw the end of where I could go. I stepped away and moved into this because I couldn't see an end, and that excited me. I wasn't limited. And so for me, I have to, and I hope I'm bringing this together correctly. I have to find the joy, and I have to remember why I got into this. And as long as I put that at the forefront of my mind, then I can kind of put away that negativity and keep it underneath the water, right? And hopefully some of that joy is really all that's sitting up on top. And gratefulness attaches to that too, right? Because in order to be joyful, you have to be grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
And so I wake up every day, and we talk about this a lot, and I think no matter how hard, no matter how stressed, no matter how tired I am, I could be working in a cubicle today. Yeah. But I'm not. Yeah. And that is a blessing. And that's where I find my joy.
That's cool. I don't know, man. I don't know why it is that I see you that way. I'm a pretty good reader of souls, I think, to some degree. And man, I think I got both you guys kind of but I want to learn more about both of you, because you're such unique characters, and both of you have so much offer, and you can see there's so much intrigue and honesty and knowledge and desire for truth. Like, it's so cool to meet both of you, and the fact that both of you guys have paired up together is really unique, man, and that you found, solace in each other, and a friendship that you both rely on each other for a lot. Like, I can see he carries some of your happiness for you. And,
oh yeah, big time.
And I can see
he pulls me up,
and I see he grounds you quite a bit too. So
I appreciate those kind words, man.
Dude, thank you.
It means a lot to us.
Yeah. That's everything for us, is do what you love with people you love.
Yep.
And for us, dude, I'm gonna be super transparent. We are usually pulling people's gifts or awarenesses out, like the iceberg, bro. That's the best way probably to describe Chris.
Yeah,
so for us is like, we're usually helping people shape their identity as they grow. But for you, I feel like you're almost asking us questions and helping us unlock new potentials, which we don't have that, if I'm honest. Like, we got very, very limited people that go, hey, let's elevate you guys, and let's see where you guys can really expand, and see where you guys can really grow, and let's go to the top of the mountain and come back down. But we really don't have that mentor side of life. That's usually us kind of doing it to other people. And so we're just super grateful, bro, that we get to connect and walk through your chapters and read your chapters, but then also start a new chapter,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, man, you fill our cups a little bit every
Oh,
time we
yeah.
get to interact. So just really appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the same for you two guys. Like I told you before, like it's really cool for me at this stage in my life. Like I'm on the downside of this thing, right? Like
Nah, you on the upside,
I
my
wouldn't
guy.
say that, my
you know,
friend.
I'm at least plateauing out at some point, right? But hopefully I keep a trajectory throughout my entire life. I guess it's possible. Um,
There goes his bell curve again.
so yeah, but the cool thing is that I really love like questioning and asking things to people that they haven't really thought about for themselves. Like you guys are really, adept at checking other people and doing whatever, but you don't really ask yourself a lot of questions sometimes. And so for me to feed somebody who's on the same path that I am, I feel like is on the same path that I am, like 20 years ago, it's like really it's lifeblood for me.
Mhm.
Right.
It's really inspiring for me to get to do that or ask a question. And you guys go, oh man, I didn't, and it just open something up or change a path or do something. It's really cool.
When you put creatives in the same room together, it's pretty cool what comes out of it.
Yeah,
Expansion, innovation.
Yeah, just
We're all really innovators at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We see something, we're like, how can we make this cooler?
this is vinegar and
artists.
baking soda.
No,
baby.
we're crazy. We looked at established businesses and said, "Oh, we can do that,"
Mhm.
and try to do it. That's what we do.
We do it. That's the thing.
Yeah, we do it though.
Adams, Brandon, appreciate you, brother. First off, love the family side of the stories we've had, in conversations. I think that was something that hit me on the way driving to your house, man. That was super important for me. I know you've gained so much value and inspiration, and just, you get to look down the path and you see somebody like Brandon. It's like, that's somebody that I want to look up to. That's somebody that I see life and doing it the right way.
Wow.
So anyway, guys, this is an exclusive pod. Go follow Brandon. Look at his art. Look up Smoking Gun. And this will be another podcast soon, hopefully coming up. But and we'll catch you soon.
We out.